Hi guys, very good evening. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So, in the previous class, we were discussing about your security concepts, that is your RLS concepts, row level security. So, today we'll start a new concept of your data modeling. Data modeling. See, before understanding the concept of your data modeling, first of all, you should understand the concept of facts and dimensions. What are these facts and dimensions? Fine. Then we'll come to the concept of your data modeling. Data modeling is a very important phase in your Power BI. Why? Because generally in real time, uh, what happens, whatever the data that you stored in your cloud, okay, so that will be extracted and loaded to your warehouse, lake house. Then again, we involve in some transformations and loaded to your data warehouse. In your data warehouse, we perform something called as data modeling. The more your data model is optimized, the better your analytical performance will be there. Also, you can supply the best data for your predictive engine like your machine learning model, generative AI model, whatever may be. So that is the reason why a data model will plays a very important role in your Power BI. Fine. So a good data scientist uh, is responsible to build a data model, okay, a reverse data model in order to provide proper analytical solutions. So, so now let us discuss what is meant by fact, what is by dimension. See, what is a fact? See, for example, I will just mention like 1200. What is this 1200? Anyone? What is this 1200? Do you have any meaning for that?
No.
Generally, what you call it? Whenever you see 1200 on the screen, simply you can think it is a numerical value, right? It is a numerical value, right? It doesn't have any meaning, right? It can be related to uh, you know currency, or it can be related to any quantity or a measure or whatever may be, right? So that is, it is a simple numerical value. It doesn't have any meaning. Suppose if I say like this, dollar 1200. Now tell me.
It is a currency.
So how you are telling it is a currency? Because of this dollar. You added a dollar to this 1200. Because of that, this 1200 is getting the context from this dollar or meaning from this dollar. That is, this dollar is adding certain meaningful information for this 1200. Hope you understood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is, whenever simply if you mention 1200, it doesn't have any meaning by itself. It's a simple numerical value, which is nothing but your fact. This is nothing but your fact. Facts are a simple numerical values without any context of its own. It doesn't carry any context. It doesn't have any meaning, basically. Those are called as facts. Suppose if you put them as independent entities, it doesn't carry any meaning, to be frank. It can be a sales value, it can be a revenue, it can be anything basically, right? So it's a fact actually. So facts are, how can you define facts? Facts are very simple numerical values in your data. Suppose if I put dollar 200, this dollar is providing certain context or meaningful information to this 200. What meaningful information? This 200 is related to something called as currency. This 200 is related to something called as currency. Hope you understood, right? What I mean. So that is this dollar. Since this dollar is adding certain meaningful information to this fact, this dollar is called as a dimension. Dimension. So is dimensions will always add certain context or meaning or meaning. So dimensions will always add certain context or meaning to the fact. Facts always depends upon dimensions for the context. Hope you understood, right? They are like wife and husband, basically. Right. So this is the concept of your a very simple concept of your dimension and fact. Suppose if I say, is there any rule that you should have only one dimension, one fact? No. Suppose if I say this is the context, pay is equal to $1,200. Now tell me how many dimensions are there, how many facts are there here? We have only one fact, yes or no, right? 200 is only one fact. But we have two dimensions. One is dollar. Okay, see, dollar is a revenue. But what kind of revenue? It is a salary. It is not a cost of a particular product or something. It is related to something called as wage. That is how you are able to tell because of this pay. How dollar is adding certain context to this fact. This pay is also adding certain context to this fact. That is the reason why this pay is also called as dimension, because we have more than one dimension. Say it is dimension 1, and this dollar is also called as dimension 2, and it is a fact. So in this context, we have two dimensions and one fact. Hope you understood what I'm telling you. Fine. So this is a very simple layman, concept of your facts and dimensions. Now let me open your data set, sample superstore data set. I opened already for you. So this is your sample superstore data set where you have, see, the client is telling that this is an order sheet. Order sheet means you should have only orders information. But you have every information here, customer information and product information also here, right? See, what data science will tell to you, it's a good practice. It's a golden rule. Always maintain your facts and dimensions in a separate tables. Don't maintain all these facts and dimensions. Don't make facts and dimensions to mingle together in the same place. Separate your facts, separate your dimensions to improve the performance of your data model, so that you can view a robust analytical solution for the client. So now see here, but unfortunately, it won't happen like this in your real time. Most of the companies, they will use the facts and dimensions to put together. For example, you see, what is sales? See, now see here, suppose if I consider this entity, okay, this is nothing but your numeric, okay. If I consider as an independent entity, it is nothing but your fact. Sales is a fact. Order new order, quantity order new is a fact. Profit is a fact. Okay, see, dates are something special. Sometimes they can act as a fact. Sometimes they can act as a dimensions. That I'll come to later. Dates are separate entities. Which can be used as a facts or which can be used as a dimensions based on the context again. Postal code. Now it also depends on the context, right? Now what is the city? City is a dimension. Why? Because it will add, for example, if I say for this city, this is the sales, right? 158.445. That is, city is adding certain context to the sales. That is, city is a dimension. Then state is a dimension. Region is a dimension. Then product-based manager is a fact actually, right? So that is, you have a mixture of facts and dimensions in the data set what a client has given for you. Hope you understood, right? Customer name is a fact, is a dimension. Shipment mode is a dimension. Unit price is a fact. Discount is a fact. Hope you understood, right? So that is, whenever you are getting the data from your real time, your data will be in such a way that both facts and dimensions will be sitting together in the same place, which should not be done generally. So what is your first work? As soon as you take the data, first of all, you should separate these facts and dimensions in a separate tables. As soon as you load your data to your Power BI, please split this table into different facts tables and dimension tables. That is the first thing what you need to do it. Hope you understood, right? Okay. So now, let us before uploading this data to your Power BI, let us just get some more insights on your facts and dimensions. So we are telling, we have now what is a fact, what is dimension. Now let us understand what is a fact table, what is a dimension table, right? So fact table, for this, I'll just I'm taking some sources like this, images from your internet. Okay, so beautifully, they have explained this facts and dimension tables concepts. Fine. So Now see here, basically, in this table, if you see this table, see, you have one fact table. 1 minute. This is some institute, I think. It's not allowing. Okay, no problem.
I don't want to learn.
Let me open this. That's better. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Now you are able to see, right? Yeah. So now see here, basically, you know the concept of fact and dimension now. Now let us discuss about what is a fact table, what is dimension table. See, fact table is a table where most of the columns will be numerics. So whenever you see a particular table, how can you decide whether it is a fact table or a dimension table? Okay, most of the columns, 99% columns will be numerics. That is one thing. Okay, I'll also tell you how to find the facts table by another way also. But as of now, think that most of the columns will be numerics. Now see here, we have transactions table here. They are calling it as a facts table. Okay, and we have basically product table, region table, customer table, salesperson table, and date table. They are acting as a dimension tables. They're acting as a dimension table. Okay, now I want to know, for example, I want to know what is a transaction, what is a transaction generated by a particular customer and what product he has purchased. Okay, what product he has purchased. For example, I have a customer. Okay, what do you call it? I have a customer. I want to know.
Others, I
Yes.
have doubt. There's dimension on date, okay.
Mhm.
But the date, month are nvarchar, day nvarchar, and year is one nvarchar. It should be
And
numeric or what?
no. I told you, right? Date tables, they play specific roles in different scenarios. Right now, here they are acting as a dimensions basically. I'll come to that actually. I'll take some scenario and I'll explain you about date tables. Don't worry about that. How
Okay.
how they are acting as a dimensions. Fine. Yeah, I'll come to that. So now, see, basically, uh, if you observe one thing here, see, for example, if your customer is asking, I want the customer details, uh, you know, uh, uh, for example, I want a customer detail, who has purchased, what kind of product he has purchased, what is the name of the product, from which region he is, on which date he has purchased, and who is the sales manager responsible for this. This much of data he is requesting you to create the report. Now, see, basically, suppose if assume that there is only fact table you don't have dimension tables information. You don't have dimension tables information. Without dimension table information, with the only fact table, whatever the data you have, what are the columns you have. So you have something called as transaction key, customer key, salesperson key, all different product key. With this data, can you generate that report? No, it's not possible. Why? Because what customer is asking, I want the customer only that you can just give the customer information. This is the customer ID, this is the transaction ID, and this is the salesperson ID, and this is the region ID from which he belongs to. That's it. But apart from that, you can't generate a report what product he has purchased because you don't have product details. Yes or no? You don't have product details here, right? So you can't even get the region name also because you don't have. You are assuming that you don't have any region dimensions, right? So that is if you have only facts table in your data, if you have only facts table, obviously you can't create any analytical report because facts tables always depends upon dimension tables. Always depends upon dimension tables for the context. Without dimension tables, there is no value for the facts table. Yes or no? So that is the reason why dimension tables are very important. So for any project, okay, whenever you get a data, first of all, you should identify what are the facts, what are the dimensions. Okay, so and then you need to create this kind of data model. See, what is this data model? Data model is a very, it's nothing but it's an interrelation. When you relate this fact table with the dimension tables, when you establish certain relation between the facts table and the dimension table, you get something like this called data model. This is nothing but your data model. So you are able to see this, right? This is nothing but your data model. So data model is it's an relationship. It's the relationship between your facts table and the dimension table. Fine. So now it is appearing like a star, right? It is appearing like this, right? That is the reason why it is called as a star schema data model. Okay. There is another schema called snowflake schema that we'll discuss in separate classes. So this is nothing but generally used data model is the star schema data model. Nowadays, in the most of the interviews, whenever you go, they are asking snowflake schema also. Nowadays trending. They'll ask what is the difference between snowflake and star schema, but there are advanced concepts. Let us discuss later. First of all, let us understand the concept of data model. So data model is it's nothing but interconnection of, or whenever you have a facts table and the dimension tables, whenever you relate your facts table with the dimension tables, okay, then you form something called as data model. You form something called as a data model. Then why I need to relate, first of all, why I need to relate facts table with the dimension table? Unless or until you relate the facts table with the dimension table, you can't provide the context to the fact table, or you can't satisfy your customer requirements. Yes or no, right? So that is the reason why we need to relate your facts tables and dimension tables. That is very, very important. So what is the different steps in your data modeling? First of all, whenever you get your data from your client, okay, so identify the data set, then identify what are the facts, what are the dimensions, okay. So put all facts in your facts table, put all your dimensions in your dimension table. Suppose if you have only one fact, okay, so no problem, put that only in one fact table. If you have four dimensions, if you have different dimensions, put that in different dimension tables. And once you form these tables, once you form these facts tables and dimension tables, establish relationship between the facts tables and the dimension table. Hope you understood, right? So this is the process of this is the step-by-step process that is involved in your data modeling, right? So now, again, why should I establish relationship? If there is no relationship, obviously your fact table doesn't have any meaningful information with respect to the context. It cannot provide any meaningful information. That is the reason why if you want to provide a particular context to your customer, you must relate the facts table with the dimension table, right? So a very simple concept. Now how can you provide a relationship, first of all, right? See, basically, first of all, you should understand that for every table, whether it is a fact table or a dimension table, there will be one unique column in the table called primary key. I think, if you are from IT background, easily you can understand this concept. If you are non-IT background also, no problem. See, for example, there is one table called employee table, okay, where I store the employee information, right? So first column is employee number, second column is employee name, third column is something, fine. Now, what is employee number 1, 2, 3, right? Why? What is the use of this employee number? Suppose if a employee name is same name, for example, he is Aman, first employee, second is also Aman, then how can you differentiate which Aman is which employee, right? Yes or no, right? With the help of your employee number. Yes or no? So employee number is a unique key in your employee table to identify the employee uniquely. That kind of column is called as a primary key. Primary key. Hope you understood, right? What I'm telling. Okay. So now if the same key, if the same primary key, if I'm using in other table, for example, salary table. I have salary table to identify what is the basic salary of an employee. If I use the same column, that is employee number, in this salary table, that column is called as a foreign key. Why I'm calling it as a foreign key? Because actually this employee number
It is a reference to other table.
Yeah, it doesn't belongs to the salary table, but it belongs to the employee table, because it belongs to employee table, and because you are using in other table, it has become a foreign element. It has become a foreign element. Now, one thing you should observe that always your primary key is your unique key. Unique key means no values will be repeated. Everything is a single value, like your Aadhaar card number. Can you have 2% the same Aadhaar card number? No, right? Right? So even your iris or your thumbprint, right? These are all unique, right? So no person will be having same thumbprint or same iris, right? So these are all unique patterns, unique key. So generally your primary key, not generally, in your real time, your primary key will be the unique key. That is, it won't have any duplicates. Hope you understood, right? But your foreign key may have duplicates. Employee number can repeat. Okay, employee number can repeat. That I'll tell you the scenario. Hi, exactly. I'll take some real-time scenario. I'll tell. That is, whenever you see some duplicates in a particular column, there is nothing but your foreign key. Whenever you are seeing unique values, it is a primary key generally, right? So when can I call a particular column as a foreign key? Whenever I use a primary key of a particular parent table as another table, then that column is called as a primary key. Because employee number is a common between your salary table and the employee table. Your salary table and employee table, I can establish a relationship between your salary table and employee table. Hope you understood, right, what I'm doing? Okay, fine. So that kind of relationship is nothing but primary key and foreign key relationship. That kind of relationship is nothing but primary key and foreign key relationship. Similarly, this is nothing but your primary and foreign key. Very simple. If you are from
Can I repeat, please? I just messed up.
Yeah. So see, very simple. Let me put into simple words. Okay. So 1 minute. Let me open your Power BI first of all. Generally, I use this Canvas for your notes writing. Okay, a very good space for me to write notes. See, now you see, for example, you have a table called employee table, right? Okay. Employee is a table where you store all your employee information. So you have employee number. Okay. So then just I'm writing outside, then employee name. Then you have something called as address. So employee number is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all. It is nothing but a unique key which is used to identify employees uniquely. Employee name can be Sam. Okay, Kill, or something like John. So these are the employee names. So employee names can be repeated, but employee number is same, because the employee number is unique, which is used to identify the employees uniquely. I'm calling this employee number as a primary key or a unique key, primary key or unique key. Suppose if the same employee number, if I'm using in a salary table, in salary table, you have certain, assume that you have employee number. Now you have basic salary. Okay, fine. So if I'm using this, what you call employee number column in the other table, this become by default foreign key. By default, it has foreign key. Generally, in foreign key is not a unique number. It is not a unique key. Basically, you may find some duplicates. Hope you understood, right? Okay. So this is the concept of your primary key and foreign key. Now, because there is a common relationship between, because there is a common column between these two tables, that is employee number. Because of employee number, which is a common between your employee table and your salary table, we can establish a relationship between, okay, these two tables called primary and foreign key relationship. Primary and foreign key relationship. Why? Because of this employee number. If you don't have the common column, you can't establish relationship. Because you are using the primary key in employee table as a foreign key in salary table, automatically your Power BI will detect that relationship as a primary and foreign key relationship, and it starts connecting these two tables. Like this. Hope you understood, right? So this is the concept of your primary key, foreign key, and relationship between two tables with respect to primary key and foreign key. If you understand this concept, then I go for relating facts and dimensions. Did you understand this concept? Any queries, anyone? Anyone?
So
This is similar
I
to
have
SQL.
Yeah. So you don't worry. As I move on the classes now, you'll be very clear actually. Okay. I'll take some examples, real-time examples, and I'll also make it very clear. Okay. So now,
Sorry,
let's
Ganesh, you were
open-
saying something.
So I think we are making the fact and dimension table to reduce disk size. Let's say the data having larger capacity, crores of data. Okay. So if we divide those data into dimension and facts, if we require data like salesperson, others, what type of sales has been done for weekly or quarterly, then we
Yeah.
can refer those tables only. Rest of table will not use. So the query may be faster and data retrieval in a faster
Yeah.
manner. I think this
Yes,
is
see,
correct. Or
that's what completely depends on requirement. Okay. So based on your requirements, we create your data models generally based on the client requirements. Hope you understood, right? So what are all the tables that are necessary for us? Then only we'll consider the data model. So unnecessary tables, we'll hide it actually. I'll tell you like how can we do that actually, right? So now, see, basically now, once you understand the concept of primary and foreign key and relationship between these two, let us try to understand how can we create a relationship between your fact table and dimension table. So you are telling that yes, there is a facts, and yes, in the data set given by the customer, there are facts, there are dimensions. You identified them, and you started creating the fact table and dimension tables. Okay. You identified that there is one fact table, and you identified that there is a 5 dimension tables. Now, after identifying that, your work is not done. You need to establish relationship between the facts and dimension tables. How to establish with the help of primary and foreign key relationship? Very simple. I told you, right? Whether it is a dimension table or a fact table, every table will be having a primary key. For example, let us talk about your dimension tables. Now, this is a product dimension table where you have a primary key called product key. See here, it is a primary key. P they have mentioned. So product key is a column which is identifying each and every product uniquely. You are assigning one product key for every product uniquely. So it is used to identify every product uniquely. That is the reason why it is called as primary key. Similarly, in the region dimension table, region key is a primary key which is used to identify every region uniquely. Similarly, your customer dimension table, customer key is a primary key to identify each and every customer uniquely. Similarly, in your salesperson key is a primary key to identify the salesperson uniquely. Similarly, in your date dimension, date key is a primary key to identify each and every date. I'll tell you this, don't worry about whether date is a fact or dimension. Here it is acting as a dimension. I will take one real-time scenario. Don't worry, it will be very clear after that. Now, when I come to fact table, yes, in a fact table is also a table. It must have a primary key. See, every table must have a primary key. Without primary key, there is no table existence. Now, in your fact table, they are making transaction key as a primary key. Why? Because it's a transactions table. I want to identify each and every transactions uniquely. How can I identify each and every transactions uniquely? With the help of transaction key. So that is the reason why I'm calling it as a primary key. Now you identified the primary keys in every table. Now, how can I establish relationship between a fact table and a dimension table? I'll tell you, a fact table always depends upon dimensions. How it will depend upon dimensions? Very simple. See, here, this fact table depends upon the product dimension table. How it depends? Whenever, see, it uses the product key as a foreign key, in the fact table. See here, the same product key, it is used as a foreign key in the fact table. Because of this, a relationship has been established automatically. See here, this is a relationship has been established. What is this kind of relationship? Primary key and foreign key relationship. What kind of relationship exists between your fact and dimension tables? Primary key and foreign key relationship. Hope you understood, right? What I'm telling. So similarly, how fact table will establish a relationship between your what you call the region table and the fact table? It is using the region key as a foreign key. So current region key, this is nothing but your foreign key in the fact table. Because of this, there is a relationship between your fact table and the region table. Similarly, customer key is also used. See here, customer key. Let me just erase this. Now, if you see here very clearly, you have only one primary key in your facts tables. Remaining are all foreign keys. Customer key is a foreign key of what? Customer table. Salesperson key is a foreign key of what? Sales. It is from the salesperson table, dimension table. Customer region key is from the region table. Okay, there are two foreign keys here. Okay, region key, current region key, previous region key. Fine. So, but these two belongs to this table only, region dimension table. Then product key is a foreign key which is acting as a primary key in the product table. That is, you have a date key also. Here it is not visible. Okay, that is by using the primary keys, by using the primary keys of the dimension tables as a foreign key in your facts table, I can establish a relationship between your facts tables and dimension tables to form data model. That's it. Hope you understood, right? Very simple, right? So this is how you need to form your data model. Okay, there's not much database complexities involved here. No need to worry, even though you're from non-IT background. Easily you can form a data model. Okay, I'll take some real-time examples also. Fine. In the coming classes. Hope you understood, right? What is a data model and all, right? So how can you form a data model? These are the basics. You should understand what is a fact, what is a dimension. Okay, how to identify the facts and dimensions, then create facts tables, create dimension tables. After creating facts table, dimension tables, your work is not over. You need to establish, you should identify what is primary key, foreign key, how to use your primary key as a foreign key in the facts table, then establish relationship between them, then form a data model. Because this data model is appearing like this, star, it is called as a star schema. That's it. Fine. So now let us load your data. See, generally, see, like this, you have many scenarios where you can just let me show you this scenario also. Okay, there are many scenarios here. Okay, so it is not that much perfect. Yeah, here you can see this table. Now basically here you have 4 dimension tables. One is time dimension, then item dimension, then branch dimension, then location dimension. Every dimension is having primary key. So this is a time ID, so it's a primary key, and the item key is a primary key here, and branch ID is a primary key, and location ID is a primary key. So they are used as a foreign key. They are used as a foreign key in the fact table. So this is your item key and this is your branch ID. Because they are using as a foreign key, okay, you are able to establish a relationship between your fact table and the dimension table. Because it is looking like a star, it is called as a star schema. Very simple. Hope you understood, right? So like that, based on the domain. See, why you require the domain knowledge? Because to understand the data. If you are from financial, this is a sales domain knowledge. If you understand, if you are from what you call sales department background, you can understand all these terms. If you are from financial different background, you can understand the financial terms. Very simple, right? So like this, I'll give 10 domain projects for you as an assignments. I'll explain one domain project, end-to-end project, and remaining 10 domains projects easily you can understand. Most of the things will be same. Fine. So now let us understand how to split your data. See, generally, so far you have seen merging the tables and all, but you have not seen splitting the tables, right? See, whenever you load, so let me load this first of all. Let me open, let me delete this, okay? So let me load this sample superstore data, okay? So sample superstore data. Let me load your sample superstore data to your Power BI. Now let me load your orders table. Okay, so I did only orders table this time. Okay, just click on load. Now see here, whenever you see your orders table, as we told you, right? So generally it is a combination of what you call different facts and dimensions. It's a combination of different facts and dimensions, right? Okay, fine. So now, so basically, just let me open your Power BI. Yeah. So now just let me get into your table view. Very sorry, guy. I'm not able to. I think there is an issue with Power BI. I'm not able to select this. System got hanged. So can you give just 2 minutes time? Just I'll rejoin. Okay. I'll make anyone as a host. I'll make Mr. J as a host. Just I'll exit. I'll restart my system and I'll join. 1 minute. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Adarsh.
Just 1 minute. Just to give this one. Just I'll exit and. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So now you see your data here. So basically, as we told, you uploaded a data which is a combination of facts and dimensions, right? You have both facts, you have dimensions also. But I don't want to do this like this. I want to separate your facts and dimensions as a separate tables. So how can I do that? That is, I need to split these tables into different facts and dimensions. Assume that there is a one fact table and assume that there are two dimension tables. So like this, I need to identify which are facts, which are dimensions, put all facts in these facts tables and put dimensions in the dimension table, respect to dimension tables. That is, I need to split this table. So whenever I want to join the table, I'll use Power Query Editor. So if you want to split this table also, I'll use Power Query Editor. So joining, splitting, these are all nothing but transformation activities, right? So whenever you want to do some certain transformations activities, you will trigger your Power Query Editor. So let us trigger your Power Query Editor. Click on transform data, click on transform data. So now basically, the data got loaded. Now how to split it? See, very simple, so just, let me right click, duplicate it. So now once I duplicate it, what I'll do, I will select only the columns which are required. So let me rename this table as orders facts table. So I need only the facts belongs to orders table. I mean, orders information. I need only the facts should be there related to your orders. I don't want remaining things. Okay. So that is, I need to choose the columns. So you have an option called here, choose columns, manage columns. Are you able to see the option here, manage columns? Okay. Yeah. So here, just click on choose columns. Click on choose columns. So you can choose here which columns you want. See, I need only the facts related to orders. So order ID is a compulsory column because it is a primary key, right? It is a unique key where, in your fact table, orders facts table, it is a unique key which is used to identify every order uniquely. Then I need sales also because the sales is also facts. Then it is a numeric. Generally, it's a numeric. Quantity order new is also numeric. Profit is also numeric. See, now as of now, I'm considering shipment date and order date as a fact. Okay. So now postal code, no, it's not a fact because it adds certain context to your fact. City is not a fact. Okay. So and also it doesn't belongs to order. State, it is a dimension, belongs to customer. Region is also dimension, belongs to customer. Product based margin, even though it is a fact, but it doesn't belongs to orders, so I don't want it. Now product name is a dimension, belongs to product. Product container, again a dimension, belongs to product. Product subcategory is a dimension, product dimension. Product category is a product dimension. Now customer segment is a dimension, belongs to customer. Shipment mode is also a dimension of customer. Customer name is also customer. Customer ID also I don't want because it is a unique key, right, of a customer. Yeah, shipment cost. So let me include this because it's a numeric. The unit price, discount, order, priority. Okay, I don't want even row ID. Fine, row ID is a system given ID. Fine, okay, fine. So these are the facts which are related to your order facts table. Okay, now just click on OK. Now see here, you got only the facts here. Other dimensions of got vanished. Okay, fine. Now let me just drag and drop here. Okay, your order ID, which is a unique key. Now you may find some duplicates here. Okay, so just let us you can remove the duplicates. Right click, remove duplicates. Fine. So that you can find only unique keys in your order ID. Right. Now I created a facts table. That is, I separated facts, okay, from your orders table and created one separate table called orders facts table. Now the procedure to create dimension tables is also the same. Just select your mother table, right click, duplicate. Okay, so rename it as a product dimension table because we have a product information and customer information. Let us create a separate dimension table for products. So product dim. So it's a product dimension table. Hit enter. Now again, click on choose columns. So click on choose columns. Now I need only the basically I want to select only the dimensions related to product. Now tell me what are the dimensions related to product. Okay, so
Customer name, product name.
yeah. So let me. These are all already we selected. So these are all the postal code, city, state. All these basically these are all related to region.
Yeah, starting product name. Product.
So let us start with product name, product container, product subcategory, product category. But
Exactly.
unfortunately here, you don't have product ID. See, this is a problem with your client. Hope you understood, right? You
Yeah.
don't have primary
We
key.
can take sales ID.
No, we can't take sales ID, right? Because product ID, we will create a
How we can build a relation in between product and orders,
Yeah,
orders fact.
Generally, now the problem with your client is he didn't give the product ID for us. He's not at all maintaining product ID. Then assign some product ID. That's it for your analytics. This is after all analytics. That's it. You are performing analytics to give certain report to your customer, right? Let us assign one product ID. I'll tell you how to create your primary key. Right now, you don't have primary key for your product dimension table. So apart from that, see, order, these are all not belongs to product. So I think I'm done with your product. But unfortunately, this product based margin is only one fact in your product table. So let me put this fact inside your dimension only. There is nothing wrong actually. Fine. Okay. It doesn't disturb. Because if you have very less fact, you can put in one dimension table. That is not a problem. Suppose you have more facts belongs to product, then we'll put a separate facts table, right? Now I'm done with your what do you call the product table. Click on OK. Fine. Click on OK. Fine. So now thing is that basically, let me see. You don't have product ID here because client has not given the information for me, right? So what should I do? So I need to assign one product ID for each and every product manually. So what I do, let me create one unique key. How to create one unique key? You have an option called add columns. Are you able to see this option called add columns? Okay, just click on this add column. Click on add column. You are able to see something called as indexed column. Click on this, click on custom. Okay, so when you click on custom, it is asking from which value you should start the index 001 and increment by 1. That is product number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, right? Click on OK. Now see here, a unique key has been created with the product IDs, but it is showing it as index column. Just double click on this, change it to product ID. This hit enter. Now see here, product ID is created. So just drag and drop, okay, to the first place. That is, I'm manually creating because your customer didn't give me any information. So what should I do? I create manually. That's it. Now see, the product key is a primary key in your product table, product dimension table, which should be used as a foreign key in your orders facts table. Yes or no? Then only I can create a relationship. Otherwise, I can't create a relationship, right? So that we'll discuss later. Fine. Okay. So now, so we have created successfully the product dimension table. So let me create a customer dimension table because we have customer information also. Select the procedure same, select your orders, right click, duplicate, rename it as customer dim. Customer dim. Hit enter. So now again the same thing. Go to home, click on choose columns. Now select your customer information. Now see here, these are all orders information. I'll start from beginning. Order priority, discount, unit price, customer ID. See, customer ID, the client itself is giving the customer ID. It is a unique key. Obviously, it is used to identify each and every customer uniquely. So obviously, I did not create any customer ID again, right? So now customer name, okay? Then shipment mode, customer segment. So these are all my dimensions. Then region, to which customer belongs to, state or province, to which customer belongs to, city, postal code, to which customer belongs to. These are all my customer dimensions. You don't have any fact here, so no need to worry. So click OK. That's it. This is your customer dimension. Again, you have values repeated here, duplicates is there. Click on right click, remove duplicates to maintain this. Now, fortunately, customer ID is also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Only the first customer ID is not there. Okay, no problem. Fine. So we can create now this customer ID is acting as a primary key here. So whenever you use this customer ID as a foreign key in your facts table, obviously a relation will be created. Yes or no, right? So now what you did, you splitted your orders table into one fact table and two dimension table. Hope you understood, right? So your order fact, this is your order fact. So this is your product dimension. This is your customer dimension. Now you splitted your what do you call the orders table into three tables like this. Now what is the next step? You need to create relationships between your facts table and dimension table. How you create relationships? By identifying, by using the primary key of dimension tables inside your foreign key. How to use? Again, everything manually. Now, so go to your facts table. You don't have product ID and customer ID here. See here. You don't have product ID and customer ID here. You need to create it. Okay. So you see, unfortunately, you know, product ID is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can easily go to your facts table. Same thing. What is the procedure to create primary key? The same thing, the procedure to create a foreign key also here. Just click on add column, click on index, click on custom, start from 001, increment with 1, click on OK. Now double click. Okay, so product ID, hit enter. Okay, now see here, whatever the product ID is there in your product table, you are using the same thing in your orders table also. That is the reason why it is acting as a foreign key in your orders table, because there is a common column called product ID between your orders facts table and product table. Okay, obviously a primary key and foreign key relation has been established between these two tables. Automatically your Power BI will detect it. I'll show you after some time. Now similarly, you should also use your customer dimension, customer ID, which is acting as a primary key here in the facts table. So let me examine the customer ID here. Okay. So these are all when your client is not giving the information. Otherwise, generally everything will be ready, because you'll be having database administrators in your companies. They will give everything ready-made. Don't think that everything you should do like this. Everything mostly will be ready-made. 90% will be ready-made data, right? Everything will be related also. You don't have to worry about that. So, but you should be able to understand all these things in a minimal level. So now customer ID is starting with 2 like this. So let me go to your orders facts table. Let me click on add column, index column. So let me start with 002, increment with 1. Click on OK. So double click customer ID. So this is a manual way of doing this. Fine, hit enter. Let me drag and drop to the next. So now tell me how many foreign keys you have in your facts table. 2 foreign keys, right? One is product ID, another is customer ID. Product ID is coming from the product dimension table. Customer ID is coming from the customer dimension table. That is, what is the rule here? How many number of foreign keys is equal to number of dimension tables. Number of dimension tables. Suppose if you have 10 dimension tables, you'll be having 10 foreign keys in your fact table. Because you have 2 dimension tables, you have only 2 foreign keys. Why you are having foreign keys? To establish a relationship between your facts table and dimension tables. That's it. Now everything is done. Okay. Now we splitted your orders table into one fact table and 2 dimension tables, but it is not reflected in your desktop. So what should you do? Click on close and apply. When you click on close and apply, all those will be loaded to your desktop.
Adarsh, I have one doubt.
Yes.
Okay. So here was data in order format, then there was no issue. But let's consider in practically, if employee number are 1 to like 200 or 300,
Yeah.
and some of the employee has been
This won't-
resigned and the
this won't
data
work.
got deleted.
This won't work here. Yeah. Practically it won't work here. This is only theoretically what I'm explaining. I will come to the practicals. I'll come to the practicals. That's what
Sure.
I take one real-time data for you. Okay, I have a project basically. Tomorrow I take that project. I will explain you how to create a data model for your real-time project. Okay.
Okay.
Like, so now, see, now you have splitted your you identified facts and dimensions. Okay, so and splitted created one fact table and the two dimension tables. Now how to create relationships? See, generally 99% your Power BI will itself create a relationship. It will identify. It's an AI tool. It's an intelligent tool actually. Whenever there is a primary and foreign key relationship between your facts table and the dimension table, automatically it will relate those tables. You will not relate anything actually. How can you view that? Where you can view your data model? In the data model view. Just click on your data model view. Now see here, okay, automatically, if I'm not wrong, automatically, okay, so let me put your orders table aside. See, just let me break your see, these are the relationships. See here, so let me put your facts table like this. See, orders facts table. Now see here, this is a customer dimension table, product. Now you're able to see something called as arrow marks here, right? Okay, these are the relationships that has been detected by the Power BI. You didn't create any relationships. Automatically it has created, automatically it has detected, okay, to form the data model. Because you are having this parent table. See, I don't want, orders is a parent table. I don't want even parent table now because I already have splitted it. Let me delete this. Okay, first of all, before deleting this parent table, let me break the relationship between the other tables. So how can you break the relationship? Just select this and right click, delete, so that you can delete the relationship. Now see here, the relationship is gone. Select it, right click, delete. Now let me break the relationships. Let me break the relation. Let me delete the table from the data model itself. So delete the, or if you don't want to delete the table, you can just like hide in the report. Now see here, go to your report view. You are able to see the orders table here, right? You don't want to see the orders table. Go to your data model view. Just you are able to see something called as ball symbol, eyeball symbol here, right? Just click on this. Now see here, it becomes like this. Now go to your report view. You can't see the orders, orders table here in your visualization because that is not useful for me. Okay, so like this, instead of deleting the table, I can put aside simply like this, right? It doesn't contribute to my data model, right? Now see here, I have orders facts table, I have customer table. Okay, so basically you can expand like this to see all the columns. Just you can expand like this, right? Okay, generally facts table will be always big because you have many facts. In real time, these are very lengthy tables actually. Okay, so let me expand like this. Yeah, I think yes, it is done. So now see here, because it is because see whenever you put this is the relationship between your customer dimension table and the facts table. Why relationship has been established? See, put a cursor on this and remove. See here, when I put a cursor and remove, see here, customer ID is blinking, right? So what is the meaning of that? Because of this customer ID, which is common between your fact table and the dimension table, there is a Power BI has established the relationship. Now, if you want to know the relationship, what you should do, just double click on this line, put a cursor on this line, double click. When you double click here, you will get a relationship window. How these two are related? See, because of this customer ID, these two are related. This is the primary key, this is the foreign key. Okay. Now, what kind of relationships? It is a one-to-one relationships. There are many kinds of relationships. One is many to one. Many means asterisk. Asterisk is to one means many. Asterisk means many. Then one to one relationship. Then one to many relationship. Then many to many relationships. So this will understand better. See, for example, tell me like a customer can have how many orders? He can have multiple orders, right? Or it can have many one to one. Only a customer can purchase only, I mean, one time, or he can visit the store again second time also, and again he can on the same day he can create separate order, right? That is, a customer can have many orders. That is, if you see like this, okay, so this is your customer, this is your orders, okay. So one customer can have many orders, order 1, order 2, order 3. This is also possible. That is, it can one to many relationship is also possible, okay. Or a customer can have only one order, that is one to one relationship is also possible. So based on the context, you need to establish relationship, choose the kind of relationship. Your Power BI is thinking that he has purchased only one order. That is the reason why automatically it has taken one to one. Hope you understood, right? So based on your requirement, please choose these relationships. Still, you'll understand the concept of relationships when I discuss about the project. I'll take one real-time project tomorrow. Okay, regarding your data modeling. So real-time projects will not be explained separately. It will be explained as a part of your classes only. Hope you understood, right? Okay, so that is where you learn the subject, right? So I'll tell you data modeling and DAX. These two are, if you are very clear about this, 300% you will be recruited in the industry immediately, right? So, but DAX is not that much easy to understand. It is a bit difficult, but don't worry. As you go on eating the, what you call the raw things, it becomes very easy for you. You can digest very easy. That's how DAX. Click on save. Click on save. Click on save. Now see here. Okay, click on save. Okay, fine. Click on save. Now see here. This is how, now here 1 to 1. You are getting 1 to 1 relationship. So this is how relationship will be established between your customer dimension table and the orders fact table. Similarly, here also a relationship is established between your facts table and product dimension table. How? Put a cursor here because of product ID. Because this product ID, which is the primary key here, 1 minute. Because this product ID, which is the primary key here in the dimension table, is acting as a foreign key in facts table, so that a relationship is established between your orders table and the product table, that is facts table and dimension table. Again, it is choosing 1-to-1 relationship only. Just double click on this. See a 1-to-1 relationship, right? Click on save. Hope you understood, right? What I'm telling, right? So now, because it is looking like a star schema. It is looking like a star schema. It is looking like a star-like symbol. It is called as a star schema. Star schema. This is nothing but your data model. Actually, to be frank, this you will design and develop inside your data warehouse, in your Fabric. As a data scientist, where you will design and develop your data model inside your data warehouse, in a Fabric environment. Whenever a concerned faculty is teaching about your Fabric, data warehouse, these concepts, all he will revise again. He will develop one data model there also. Same concept, same thing. Hope you understood, right? Why? Because data model is the end final solution for your analytics or your AI. Yes or no, right? Data warehousing. Data warehousing is like a final bus stop, final terminal where everyone should get down. Where you develop your data models, load the data or ingest the data, structure data, then supply this data to your analytical engine or your machine learning model or LLM, large language model, generative AI model. That is the importance of your data model. Without knowing all these things, directly if you jump to generative AI by doing 15 months training, going to the company, your resume will not get selected. Hope you understood what I'm telling, right? All these are, see, data science job. If you want to get a job in a data science, you should work on a project integrated to all technologies. Then only they will recognize your resume. Your resume gets shortlisted. Otherwise, your resume will not get shortlisted. Hope you understood it. So, but however, I recommend you, everyone here, to finish complete generative till your generative AI, then only go for your job market. Okay, because see, maybe you may get a calls on Power BI and Fabric now, but immediately after getting a job, they will, because generative AI applications are more into analytics. Please remember, you need to develop a solutions, generative AI solutions for your analytics. At that time, 100% there will be requirement of analytics also. You must have, nowadays they started asking, do you have a knowledge on generative AI? Okay, so it's always better to complete your complete course, then only go for your placements. Fine. So, but however, students who are very, you know, basically who are very needy or they want to get into the placements, yes, you can start from your fourth, when after your Power BI Fabric also. That will be helpful to know your market also. Basically, you will be, getting certain confidence. Okay. See, generally, like I will tell you, as soon as you finish your module wise, for example, Power BI, do the project, prepare your resume, go and attend the interviews. Finish your Fabric, add that Fabric to your resume. Finish your machine learning, add it to your resume. Finish your deep learning, generative AI, add it to your resume and go to the interview. This is how you should develop your career. Basically, you should start attending the hunting the jobs, or whether you join or not, that is secondary. But you understand what is the pressure, what is the heat of the industry, right? So by the time you finish generative AI, you'll be very, solid, right? So you can easily crack the interviews. So this is about, I think, hope you enjoyed the class today. So what is this is the basics of your data modeling. See, data modeling is a very vast subject. Even 1 year is not enough to explain about data modeling. But don't worry about all these things. These are the basic things what you need to first of all understand, while learning about data modeling. Now, basically, like today's class, you understood what is facts, what is dimensions, how to identify facts, how to identify dimensions, how to create your facts tables, how to create your dimension tables, what is primary key, what is secondary, primary key and foreign key, how to establish relationships between your facts table and dimension table to form a star schema data model. We have created a data model. Okay, fine. So once we create a data model, what we can do, we can write a DAX queries where we can so data model is nothing but your data warehouse. I mean, inside your data warehouse, it's a database, you have a data model. Once you create your data model, what you can do, you can write a SQL programming or DAX programming to execute a query on this data model to extract, retrieve the data and perform analytics. Fine. So this is the main motivation of your data model. This is one of the main motivation of your DAX. DAX is a programming language. It is a programming language in a Power BI to query the data, from your data model. Not only that, it is also used to create certain advanced analytical objects that we'll discuss later. Fine, hope you understood it. So this is a very simple part of your data modeling. So tomorrow we'll take one real-time example. Okay. So already I have a real-time project. Okay. So on logistics department. So basically, I'll take that project, I'll take the data set, I will explain, we'll create a data model. We will learn many things apart from today's class. Don't miss the tomorrow's class at any cost. Fine. So you learn many things on your data model, which is very
Adarsh,
important for your real time.
are we taking any data modeling tool, Erwin or other tools?
Nothing as of now. Completely, it is only Power BI and Fabric. Yeah.
Okay.
Adarsh, can I request you to explain one-to-one the relationships tomorrow, if
Don't
possible?
worry. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
because
Relationships,
yeah,
that's what, see,
what
that's
I
what
understood
we like.
was customer can have multiple orders, but it is showing one-to-one relationship. Maybe you can explain this tomorrow, like cover it.
Yeah. So that
That is
Power
okay.
BI has taken that relationship, right? So
Yeah.
don't worry about relationships. I'll be taking a special, what you call special classes. I mean, tomorrow I'll be taking dealing more on that actually, because when I take about real-time data, you will come to understand what actually the relationship, how we get into these relationships, how can we understand still better, right?
Okay.
Tomorrow completely you'll be having very clear picture, no doubt about that, right?
All right.
And, see, apart from that, the students who want to learn many things, I mean, more in depth. Okay, so I advise you to read this textbook, Data Modeling Power BI textbook. So Yeah, there is a textbook in O'Reilly. So let me go to Amazon. 1 minute. Let's put it on the minute. So these are the some of the, I can say, good textbooks. If you want to learn more on, there are many textbooks. You can choose O'Reilly or all these expert data modeling with Power BI. Fine. This is also one of the good textbook. Fine. So expert data modeling with Power BI. Fine. So just you can explore many things. See, I'll tell you, everything will not happen overnight. Okay. See, you can't become expert overnight. Okay. So, but if you want to build your career, first of all, you should choose. You want to become a generative AI career or analyticals career. So, if you want to choose your analyticals career, you must be good in Power BI. They will screw you in Power BI, right? So, you have to spend more time. Just spend within 1 week you can finish this textbook. Develop a habit of reading very good textbooks of standard textbooks. Within 1 week you can finish it. Only that you should spend more time on this, right? And hands-on practice, they give exercises, all these things, so that you get more confidence on the subject, right? So apart from that, there are many, from O'Reilly also, as I told you, right? This is also part of the best book, data modeling with Microsoft Power BI. You can have subscription of O'Reilly and you can start working on it. Fine, start your free trial and all these things basically, right? So there are many, as I told you, right? Fine. So expert data modeling, this is also O'Reilly series, right? Pro DAX and data modeling Power BI. Excellent textbooks. What I recommend sincerely for everyone to follow. Fine. So fine, guys. I think you have another class by 15 minutes. You need to join. So I'll end up my classes. So tomorrow we'll come with real-time scenarios so that you can understand better. Fine. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.